love video number 1. It is very late at night, and that's my excuse for looking how I usually look, I suppose. There is no best place to start on this topic, which means we can start anywhere. I think a good place to start is defining what love is not, sort of doing a myth busting for love, if you will. A really popular thing is when we ask what love is a feeling. It's not. Love itself is not a feeling. That's because love cannot be manipulated. Love is unchanging. Love is everlasting. Feelings, like your emotions, when I say feelings, I'm referring to your emotional state, are none of those things. Your feelings can absolutely be manipulated. They definitely change a lot throughout the day, all the time, and they don't last forever. Your feelings are a roller coaster. They're up and down. It's how we're built. Now, to clarify, love is something that you can feel, and you can also feel the absence of love or unloved, essentially, but that doesn't make love itself a feeling or emotion. You dig? Just because you can feel love doesn't mean that love is an emotion or a feeling, because it can't be manipulated the same way that your feelings can. It's much more persistent than that. You can't turn it into anything else. It's always just going to be love. Number 2, love is not itself an action, but there are many actions that display love. There are many actions that prove love, but love itself is not the actual action that we do. And I'm going to take a second to dive a little bit deeper into this one to prove it to you. Point 1, could I love somebody without ever saying it out loud, without ever telling them, I love you? Or without ever buying them a birthday present? Could I love that person? Yeah. Okay, just because I don't buy them presents, just because I don't say out loud to their face, I love you, doesn't mean that I don't love them. That would be ridiculous if that was our only measure of love. You can love somebody and never tell them, right? You can love somebody and never buy them a birthday present, which means, you can love somebody without doing acts. Now pause here for a moment. Would you though? If I loved you, would I never buy you a birthday present ever? If I loved you, would I never tell you that I love you? Okay, like realistically, probably not, right? And that is why actions are super important in showing love. They are the outward sign, the symbol, the way that we let other people know, like, I love you. Like, that's why we do the things. But the doing the things is not love itself, because point 2, could I buy you a birthday present every single year? I'm Santa Claus and I know what was exactly on the top of your wish list, so every year you get that present from me. Could I shower you with compliments? Could I text you every single hour and say, I love you so much, and not actually love you? Yeah, also true. I think some of us have lived through that. I think a lot of people have been in relationships where they maybe got showered with gifts and they still felt unloved somehow. Some of us have lied to people and said, I love you, when we didn't really mean it. And some of us have been lied to. Somebody told us that they loved us, and they were just using us. They were manipulating our feelings, and they were trying to get something out of that situation, but they didn't actually love us. So again, that's my counterpoint too, that a love itself is not an action, because you can have no action and still have love, and you can have actions that look like love or should show love, but that aren't actually representative of love in that relationship or in that situation. So far, Love is not a feeling, even though you can feel it. And love is not an action, even though you can act it. Very interesting. So what is love then? Well, the third most popular definition that I see on Pinterest, Tumblr, the Instagram, love is a choice. It seemed to make sense intuitively, because the point that people are getting at are you choose to love. It's something that even when you don't feel the love, you choose it anyway. So love is a choice. Now, I think that's correct, but not complete. I think my biggest issue, if I'm being completely honest, is really with the syntax or grammatical implications of just saying love is a choice, like that exact sentence. I think it just leaves out some key words that help put what that means in perspective. I think if we added some more words to that sentence, it would become much more clear. Clearer? Much more clear? More clear. Moving on. So here's what I think that statement, love is a choice, is missing that could add a lot more meaning to the sentence if we just put a few more words in. I think love is a force that you can choose. It's its own pre-existing, ever-present force in the universe. My best analogy for explaining what I mean by that is Star Wars. Literally, the Force. Quote Obi-Wan on this, okay? Well, the Force is what gives a Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together. So in the Star Wars universe, everybody has inside of them what's called midi-chlorians. These things are sentient life forms that are symbiotic with the Force. Some people have higher counts than other people, and those people are able to do more things with the Force. They seem to be more in tune and in touch with it and have more power to use the Force than do other people who have an average or a low amount of midi-chlorians. Sweeping generalization here that's just a sidestep away from what we're talking about. This is why I think Christians are the true Jedis. We got the Holy Spirit, that's our sentient life forms, that is our unusually high midi-chlorian count that keeps us in tune and in touch with the Force. But anyway, everybody has midi-chlorians in them, so everybody has the capability of the Force. And the midi-chlorians don't create the Force, they just help you become more in tune with it, right? The Force exists outside of you. It, as Obi-Wan said, binds the galaxy together. So love is a choice is not going far enough in that statement. What we need to say is love is a force that you can choose. It's not something that is your default setting. I'm gonna go into that in a whole other different video, but the actual point of love is that you are choosing it versus being forced to somehow use it or believe in it. So you're choosing to manifest it in your life. In such, love is not a feeling, love is not an action, love is a force itself, pre-existing without you, but you have access to it. You can choose love. You have to choose to believe in love and believe in the power that it has. You have to choose to believe in the Force if you're going to actually use it in your life. Just like in the Star Wars universe with their Force out in the galaxy, they can choose that force and they can use it to become powerful Jedis. And I know in a lot of the movies, there's a lot of naysayers who don't even believe that the Force really exists. And of course, we always end up finding out that somebody has, you know, that high midichlorian count and they can really use the Force and be super powerful with it. But they had to believe in it. They had to believe in themselves, they had to believe in the Force, and they had to choose it. So love is the most powerful force in the universe that binds all things together and sets everything in motion, but you have to choose it for yourself. Beep beep. I'm bleeding. I brain farted. I'm talking about love. Myth busting. That's where we're gonna start. Myth busted. Oh crap. I'm so hungry. I need a sugar rush. I can't get through this video. I'm just stumbling over my words. I'm never gonna do this right. I'm so tired.